Episode number 345.
I call mine a lifestyle business.
Yes.
I'm not building it to sell. I don't really anticipate it moving on from me.
Right.
I'm just using it to build a lifestyle that I want, which is very freedom based.
Welcome to the Be Real Show with Travis Too Tall and Huff, where we talk about life, dreams, social media, and business.
Well, hello and welcome to the Be Real Show with Travis Too Tall and Huff. Folks, you know your boy is always fired up, but especially on days like today when we can talk to a social media rock star. Where this show all started from was interviewing people in the world of social media and content marketing. And the show has definitely evolved over the years as far as bringing on entrepreneurs and all these different types of startup founders, etc. But it's nice to go back to my roots in the land of social with someone that's doing this every day for her clients, Mrs. Mandy Relyea-Voss. Mandy, are you ready to be real? Let's go. She's bringing the pom-poms, folks. She's ready. She's bringing it. And she is in the beautiful world of social media out in Vancouver, BC, British Columbia, and helping people obviously all over with their beautiful website. Looking at it right now, Relyea-Voss.com, and we're going to put that in the show notes. But you're helping people with social media. Let's just be real. Social media is something that, you know, has evolved. It is incredible, the size and scope of the industry and what you can do with social now. But you're helping people with auditing their social, giving them kind of strategies. And then obviously at the end of the day, maybe even doing some of the work, which a lot of people really at the end of the day want. Is someone to do the work for them. And but so tell us and take us back into your journey with starting this business. Were you always interested in social media, or how did it kind of happen?
All right. Okay. So how far back do you want me to go? Do you want like Cole's Notes version and then hyper focus on social, or like the transition of I never really wanted to be this and now I am?
Let's do that. You never really wanted to be this and now you are.
Okay, so way back in the day, I wanted to be a teacher.
Got you.
And then I got really, really, really into music in grade 7 and 8. I played the B-flat clarinet, and then I hyper focused on that. And I was going to be a concert musician playing in an orchestra. And then I transitioned into photography, and I got really, 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 really heavy into that and really good. And I decided that I wanted to be a photographer. And I ended up getting into Ryerson University, which is in Toronto, and it's one of the most prestigious photography programs in Canada.
Oh, wow.
However, that did not work out.
Gotcha.
So I ended up going to another photography program. And after a year, decided that that also was not for me. So then in my brain, I'm like, all right, what combines a bunch of creativity with, and I always really enjoyed writing. So I went to integrated marketing communications at St. Lawrence College, which is in Kingston, Ontario. And that's my hometown.
Gotcha.
And from there, my first job was actually a bank teller at a local credit union. Oh, and they hired me because I told them that I had marketing education, but I didn't do any marketing at all. I think they just wanted a teller and they wanted me to come in. But from there, I would say I got my first industry job, and that was my actual first taste of social media marketing. And it was a company called Ottawa Events. Actually, sorry, it started out, I was working for one of the sub companies. So it's like Canadian Kiosk, and then it was Ottawa Events, and then Kingston Events was operating the city I was in. Gotcha. And I got hired there to do social media. And it was actually a little bit different than the kind of social media managing that I do now, because instead of doing an overall strategy for the company, I was running, and then this will date me, Facebook and Twitter, because that was all that was out there at that point. Facebook and Twitter as an event promotions funnel.
Yes.
So we would contact local businesses and be like, do you have any events you want us to promote? And it was a free service that we started. So then we would get everyone to, like the Kingston events page, and then we'd share events and hopefully get, tickets sold for them, et cetera. And I ended up transitioning into the Ottawa head office and doing the same job, but it was just a way bigger market there.
Right.
And again, they were giving out these promo posts for free. So I was like, hey, can I make a revenue stream for you guys? They're like, yeah. So I put together these like, prefab packages of, 2 Facebook posts and 1 tweet and a newsletter banner, et cetera, et cetera. And I made them like close to 100K in a year. From a job that was previously making no money.
Yeah, right. Crazy, huh?
Right. And from there, obviously just, in networking with other business owners in the Ottawa area, they were like, oh my gosh, we really love how you're running the social. You're really personable. You're great at responding to comments. We love how you write the post. Can you help us with ours? And I didn't see that there was anything wrong with that at all. So I went to the CEO and said, hey, I want to do this on the side. And he's like, that's a conflict of interest. Oh, wow. You have a non-compete. But I'm like, but we're selling.
You're bringing in that revenue, baby. That's why he said, yeah, stop this. Stop the presses on this.
You know what? I had built a framework and anyone could have taken over the job and done the exact same thing, maybe without my personality.
Right.
But
still.
Anyway, so I ended up quitting that job and I went out on my own. And that was the start. And that was 7 years, 10 months ago. And my 8-year anniversary is in September for the business.
Huge goal. As we know, every entrepreneur out there, it's a big accomplishment. We just went to our 12-year anniversary. So we're in that same club. We're in the beyond 2-year club, which means if you can survive more than 2 years most of the time in entrepreneurship and you love what you're doing, you're going to stake around for quite a long time. And obviously now the space of social has changed, even though people still love Facebook and they still want to get on Facebook, et cetera. There's many different platforms now. But some of the strategies are still the same, kind of like a podcast. It's still how do you tell the story, the ways you tell it, the way you deliver it, the vehicle, it's different. There's TikTok, there's stories, there's so many different things now that 12 years ago we didn't have, 10 years ago we didn't have, right? But some of the methodologies of creating content, putting it out there, responding people in a timely manner, listening to what the fans want, doing timeline contests is something we've kind of always seen success with, is giving people stuff like give, and people are going to respond, whether they're going to give you your email or they're going to respond on your post. That's been working for 12 years now. It hasn't not worked. Every single post that you do that you give something away tends to work. But then there's a lot of things that don't work, driving people away from the Facebook site. They're going to penalize that post, making you spend more money because they want to keep you inside the domain of Facebook. And you have to just learn how to play with these strategies. And sometimes obviously businesses don't have that time. So tell me, Miss Mandy, the type of businesses you really synergize with. Who are the people that you love working with?
Okay, so this is a question that I always laugh about answering because, as you're probably well aware, it's like, okay, niche down. Who's your ideal client? Well, actually, I don't run my agency that way. We actually more so want to vibe with the business and the business's values than we care about what industry they're working in.
Gotcha.
So,
it's more about the vibe you get from the customer. The more about that vibe.
We literally have a vibe check phone call. Like I'll do a 15-minute vibe check call with any potential client, and it's just me and them, and it's like shooting the shit for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And if I don't vibe with them, I don't even put them on to the 2-step sales process that we go through. I'm like, nope, you and me aren't a fit, and you're going to be a headache for me down the road. I'm looking for that easy, lucrative, and fun stuff. So I don't want the headache clients that are going to cause me stress. And, I'm at the point now where I don't have to say yes to everybody. So if we vibe, you're good to go. If we don't vibe, you can go find somebody else.
God bless your soul. It's a good process. I was just had an earlier podcast with a younger entrepreneur, 20 years old, creating a lot of success for himself. But he's trying to figure out that sales process because he's only 20, right? He's still like a year and 6 or 7 months into his business. He's having a lot of success in digital, some of the ad stuff and things like that, working with lawyers. But I was just trying to explain to him, and that's your strategy is what works for you, And so it's like, don't try to do something else just because it works for someone. Someone else told you on YouTube, this is how you do it. Mandy's working with what works best for her, and so she creates the vibe call, and if they aren't willing to take the vibe call, then I don't think we're going to do business. So it's like if you weren't even taking my first call, then we're not even going to go to the second step. And then that just weeds out, like you said, the people that are going to be a headache in your ass, man. I mean, every business has it. When I worked in the car wash, when I sold lemonades, when I was a paper boy, you'd have beautiful customers that were just would ask for very little and tip you a lot. And then you'd have some customers that would never pay the bill. Always, back then as a paperboy, you'd have to hunt them down, come knock on their door at night. Hey, you owe the Fresno Bee some money. And they always wanted everything. Hey, can you put my flavors in bags because we get water? And they always wanted all the special treatment, but we're never willing to pay for that treatment. And so it's like, it has never changed in life since, those days back when I was a, young little kid. It's just a lot of different things now. But a lot of times, in the sales process, those that are listening, we forget we always want to say yes to everything. And, you need to have that vibe call and figure out.
Yeah, you don't need to say yes.
Yeah, you don't need to say yes. And actually, it's very, very powerful to tell them no.
Oh.
It's very powerful. And some of the best entrepreneurs know how to do that all the time.
Okay, so just this week, I had somebody book in for a discovery, which is the vibe call.
Right.
And 5 minutes before the meeting, whatever, I'm sitting in there with my team. We're prepping ourselves. She no-shows. She emails me 15 minutes after the start of the call, says, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, something came up. Can we rebook for the same time tomorrow? I'm like, oh, okay, no problem. I give them their one chance. Next morning, 5 minutes prior to the call, friggin' bails again. And she's like, yeah, can I rebook? And I responded, I was like, thanks for letting me know. And that's it. No rebook, no nothing. Bye.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and if you've created success for yourself and you've created financial independence and you trust in yourself and your business, there'll be another customer that you're going to attract on the other end that's going to bring happiness and livelihood. And it's just a matter of putting in that work. Because sometimes, like I said, as entrepreneurs, we want to say yes to a lot. And then we need to have a process like you do in your business. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't, where we vibe it out. We figure out, is this going to be even a fit before we even move them to the salespeople to waste their time?
Yep.
Or your team that's going to follow up or whatever to even waste more time and resources, as we know, of your business, because they want to just check in and think it's like worth nothing to them, And so I think that's a really good point. And I think everyone's businesses look a little different. Are there industries that you do love to work with, though, amongst working with a lot of industries? Because I know, that's a incredible blessing to have. Are there industries you kind of just really like? Oh, I love working in the entertainment industry. Like you kind of started up in that, as far as event promoting and things like that. But are there other types of industries that you just really love working in?
Yeah, thought leadership. People.
Got you.
Yeah. So my favorite client is an international speaker. He's done a TED Talk and he's written a bunch of books. So authors and anyone in thought leadership really vibe with me, especially in the business sector, because I'm also in business. So it's really easy for me to relate to the content. And then if you're an author and you got business books, I just fly through them. And my whole team reads all the books and we're just totally into it.
Gotcha.
But we also have some really fun clients that we like that are completely not related to business. But from my perspective, I like the thought leadership accounts.
And I think that's the easiest ones to grow too, and things like that too, right?
Yeah,
because they already have maybe a ton of assets and things that they don't utilize. Yeah. And a lot of times these people are very busy, so they don't have the time for this kind of stuff. And they're cut to the chase. The people that are willing to pay the money and just handle it,
100%. Just do it all. Let me know if you need anything from me once a week. Okay, cool. Just go do your job. And you're like, yes, no micromanaging at all.
What it is. And you have to, like you said, we're going to continue to attract those people, because I would say our show has a lot of those people that are listening on the show. And some of these people are solo entrepreneurs, and some of these people have created incredible big businesses for themselves, but they have a content, they have a book, and they want to find ways to amplify it, find ways to get out on bigger stages, speaking opportunities and these things. And like you said, they don't have the teams. And a lot of times they want people to do it. So you show up, do it. They're happy. Hey, sign the checks, baby. Yep. Let's go.
Yeah.
I like that. But now, Mandy, we're about to take you into our top 10. Are you ready?
Am I ready? Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you ready? Are you ready? All right, let's do this. Apple or Android?
Apple.
Apple. Netflix or YouTube?
Netflix.
Instagram or Facebook?
Instagram.
IG. Chicken or steak?
Steak.
Steak. Laptop or smartphone?
Laptop.
Laptop. I like that. The OGs right here. We're sticking together. Spotify or Pandora?
Don't even know what Pandora is, so Spotify all the way.
Let's go. Pandora's it's a music platform, but not anywhere near the beauty of Spotify. Movies or video games?
Movies.
Movies. Reading books or listening to books?
Reading books.
Nice. Get that physical book. Stocks or real estate if you're thinking about diversifying some investments?
Stocks.
Stocks. Liquid. I like it. And when you're thinking about a vacation, which we all deserve as entrepreneurs, an ocean or a lake are you going to choose?
Oh, that's a tie. I live on the ocean, but I go kayaking on the lake.
Oh, well, you got the best of all worlds then. And what ocean are you near then?
Pacific?
Oh, yes. The beautiful and bold Pacific Ocean. Incredible. So you get to embrace all sides of nature within your job too. That's something you talked about, kind of going and exploring the hills and exploring the mountains and getting outdoors too. That's the beauty of entrepreneurship as well, right, Mandy? Is the opportunity to control your time.
So as of January 1st, 2021, my company is a 4-day work week company. All staff are off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Love that.
If I work really, really hard, I can take off on Thursday at noon, and I usually go camping Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then Sunday is my clean the apartment and then do my kit bomb from the camping trip.
Gotcha.
And I'm out in nature. I'm kayaking, I'm doing backpacking, climbing a mountain, all that beautiful stuff.
Love that. You can see that brings you joy too in your micro expressions that you feel, because that's important. We do what we like as well as entrepreneurs because that's what keeps us motivated. I was telling this 20-year-old kid, hey, business is a marathon. I'm about to come up on 40. It is a marathon, baby. 12 years in business.
Yeah.
Past years working in ABC television, sales, etc. It's a marathon to have success. And then even when you have success, it's about keeping that success because you see rise and falls of businesses. Someone gets too fast. And the next thing you know, it was a detrimental fail. Next thing you know, they have nothing. And then the other guy was just kind of waking up every day and doing his thing. And next thing you know, he built a real big business for himself and anywhere in between, right? Like there's no right strategy, right? Like for business, I don't think there's a right strategy. Someone wants this, someone wants that. Okay, great. Do what you got to do. So when you're waking up in your morning, why do you love being you?
Freedom.
Let's go.
One word.
That's an amazing, empowering word too, right? Because that means so many different things.
Yes, it does.
It means so many different things. One word means so many things. Do you think you'll ever retire from the game of social and at least building businesses and working and helping clients?
I think that someday I will. I call mine a lifestyle business.
Yes.
I'm not building it to sell. I don't really anticipate it moving on from me.
Right.
I'm just using it to build a lifestyle that I want, which is very freedom based. And I think that there will be a day that I will, close the laptop for good and get off the socials. Maybe not Instagram because I'm super obsessed. But
we're following her on Instagram for her camping adventures for life, guys.
Yes, 100%.
I like that. No, but it's important. It's a very important point, because I always say there's lots of different types of entrepreneurs, but you got to find out which one you are and then lean into that because that's when you find success and you're not pushing your head up a wall that you don't need to go. If your lifestyle, which I think most entrepreneurs are, it's the most beautiful one, in my opinion. Do you have a routine to start your day or a habit that you start your day with?
I get up and the first thing I do before anything else is walk my dog because she's 5 pounds and her bladder is tiny and she always has to pee right away.
Right.
But then after that, I go into nice skincare, wash my face, do my skincare routine, and then that first hot cup of coffee.
Nice.
And I don't open my office door until that coffee is fully made, and then I come in. And the rule is once I enter the office, my work day has begun. And when my work day is over, I close the office door and I don't do any work because it's really hard to carry that into evening personal time.
Yes.
But that morning, it's that door opens and then I'm in work mode.
Got you. That's when we see Mandy in her grind mode. I like that. It's important to do that for all of us that are working from home or are working from wherever you're working from, is to have some sort of discipline, because you can basically always be and not have that barrier, boundaries for yourself and for your own mental health. I think it's really important. Is there a skill you're trying to master or try to get better at?
Delegation.
Very hard. Very hard to do.
Especially as the CEO. So I actually at this point have transitioned all client work to my staff. And this is the first time in almost 8 years that I haven't actually been doing client facing work. So now I'm fully managing the business and building the business, which is like super freeing. Because like there's clients now that have we been, working with for months, and I'm like, I don't even know what's going on in their account because I'm not the account manager. And that to me is like the level. But being able to delegate is something I'm still working on. And it's been like a really slow process for me because I'm like, no, but I'm going to do it better. It's like at some point you have to let go and trust that the people that you hired can do their job.
Yeah. And always trust that you can edit it.
I know. So I still do final approval. I still do final approvals. Like once the content's done, I do a quick once over, but it's not nearly as much time as doing it all myself.
And I can't tell you how many times, guys and gals, I've deleted posts straight up. Oh shit, I didn't know it. Delete my post, never seen again. That's the beauty too about social. You can't delete it unless it's too big of a profile, and then you gotta be careful. But most of the time we're not posting controversial things, but it's usually an error, spelling error in the graphic, things like that are just human. It's a human. We're all humans. We're not robots. Is there an app or a tool that you like using on a daily basis?
So with my obsession with Instagram, I found this really neat one. I don't remember if I paid anything to sign up for it, but it's called Follow Meter. And it lets you dive into your Instagram analytics. So you got like a list of new followers, unfollowers, people that you unfollowed, not following back. You are not following back. And then it gives you ghosts. So people that aren't engaging with your stuff. Gotcha. And people that have blocked you. So just in case you're listening and you don't know what a ghost follower is, it's someone who hasn't engaged with your content in more than 30 days. And if you actually care about insights on your Instagram account, the number of followers you have doesn't help you. If you have like 100 ghost followers, remove them all and see your insights just crank up, because people that aren't engaging with your content aren't providing your profile with any value at all.
And they're also, they're bringing down your posts from seeing to the next person that actually might be engaging with it, and then boosting up your algorithm. And the ghost following is crazy, because also back in the day, like people would just basically buy hundreds of thousands of followers, right? And that's all kind of coming. But it's all coming into backlash on them too, though, because people can see through that. Like you're now seeing that. I mean, Instagram influencers are doing that all the time. You can see that they're constantly buying, getting some deleted, buying more, blah, blah, blah. But really in the algorithm, the best that do it don't have to do anything. Look at the top ones on the IG, the top followings. They ain't buying their followers, most of those people, because and then you see it transitions directly into their content being tons of engagement and tons of, and so then you can kind of see through that. People that, 100 million followers and you got 100 people comment on your last post. That doesn't seem quite right.
That ratio is totally off.
Let me see here. I click on your followers. Oh, they're all from Humbuckalingda. Oh, Jesus Christ. Now we know it's how you got that following. I get it. You went to buyfollowers.com. No, but those things basically are short term. I always said that from the beginning. Clients would want that. It's just like, it's short term. So don't do that. I mean, if you want a little spike, I get it. If you're an artist or if you're some sort of thing, but I always explain, you're going to constantly have to be buying. They're constantly deleting. They're constantly not even doing anything with you. So it's like, why do you want these people? It's all that ego. Exactly. It's all that ego play that they're all doing. So couple last questions for you, Mandy. If you could sit down with anyone in the world for dinner tonight, who are you chopping it up with?
Okay, this is a weird answer, but Stephen King. Stephen
King, an incredible author, incredible writer too as well. Jesus, scared the shit out of me on most everything you read, but
yeah, pretty much. I just want to get into that. Like, how did you so many and so messed up and so scary, and like what's up with your brain? Give me the lowdown.
And how are you so consistent too? Like, how the hell do you just consistently just bam? Here's another book. Here's another book. it's got to be interesting to yeah, like you said, that's a fascinating content marketer in many different ways. Yeah, fascinating, incredible author. Well, we really appreciate you coming on our show today. Where is your favorite place for people to find more about your business, and so we can tag you online and make it easy for people to find you by putting you in the show notes?
All right. Well, I mean, considering I'm a social media agency, I'm everywhere. Facebook and Insta are our hard hitters. Relyea-Voss SM is both of them. So that's the website and the Instagram handle. Now, if you vibe with me as a human, follow me on Instagram because I share all my camping stuff and it's not really business related and it's fun.
I love that. Where's your specific handle so we can give them a follow on the IG?
So mine's Mandy with an I and then my last name Relyea-Voss.
Got you. Mandy Relyea-Voss.
Yeah.
Awesome. Like I always say to all my entrepreneurs, hey, you are just in an incredible inning. We're in the 8th inning, obviously, but still the first inning of an incredible journey in that you've reached 8 years of business. Incredible talent, but you're doing it in a way that you want, in that word of freedom, and you're living your lifestyle. You don't vibe with clients that don't vibe with you, and you have your own process. And I think it's so important because for all of us out there, Mandy's living the dream in many ways. And like I always say, the world's full of abundance. Continue blessings, continue camping adventures and explorations along your journey and success. And that you don't have to Dutch the business, that your team's handling it, that you can grow that way. And that's a beautiful thing, in that to be able to delegate and to take off some of that responsibility after 8 years, as you've been in the trenches and you've been grinding and you deserve it. So God bless you. We really appreciate you coming on the show today. Folks, you've been hanging out with Miss Mandy Relyea-Voss and Travis Too Tall and Huff. We want to thank you again for your time today, and let's keep being real.
What another epic episode. And if you enjoyed the episode today, can you please do me a favor and subscribe to our podcast, The Be Real Show, on iTunes or your favorite podcast platform. And also take a little time today, if you don't mind, and give your boy T Huff a review. I would really super appreciate it. And thank you so much for listening today.
Do you want to get featured on podcasts, guys? You can be a guest. And that's right. You have a story, and the people, the good folks at I Love Podcasts, that's ILUV podcasts.com, do that every single day. This is a new company, guys, in the space of podcast agency. And they realize a lot of the people in the space it's just a commodity, and they don't care. And these folks care. And I literally love Kenny and the team at I Love Podcasts, and they are doing it right for their customers. So you guys can be a guest on a show. ILovePodcast.com. That's ILUV podcasts.com. Let's go.